camera here is not acting, so we're gonna. I am. So please, guys, use the microphone if you need to. As much as I want to use this. So again, bring out your color wheel, like I did. I'm using a color wheel just as a quick reference, and I'm gonna start with my watercolors now. So I'm gonna keep this. I can sacrifice this color wheel. So here we have our drawing. And if you notice, guys, I've added a skull inside a samurai helmet down here. I don't know, I just wanted to add something. And I'm going to start off with my mountains, actually. So you guys tell me, I think we should start with mountains. Does anybody else wants to add a different suggestion? So I went and bought myself a new fan. I'm going to use, where's the little green one? And here, I'll tell you why I'm using this one. I'm not going now to, let's say if you need to add texture to make trees on the background, you can use the fan, which is much more common. If you don't have it, you want to grab a flat like this one and make sure it's dry. And when you grab your paint from here, let's imagine our paint was wet. I would do my trees back here like that, you know, and then, you know, touch them up. That's a way to use a flat one if you don't have a fan. The problem is your trees are going to be a little bit bushier than the other ones. So grabbing my come on, open up. There we go. At least one of these had to work for me today. And the good thing about watercolors, they do so right now what I'm going to do is this. Put the brushes away. I'm going to grab, this is my dirty one, this is my cleaner ones right now. So I'm going to grab, I'm not going to do the water, I want to do the mountains first. So I'm going to grab some blue, which I have here. And for the mountains, I should have gone, okay, so I'm going to grab some of the blue here. Actually, that's a lot right there. And I do have a purple section here. I'm going to grab another brush. I'm going to leave this standing up like that just in case. And I'm going to grab some of the red right now, mix it in there with this blue I just added. Just might add a little bit more blue. Did I just paint the goddess? Yes, I did. Oh my God. Okay, well, it's Athena. She's cool with it. So now to do my mountains. Mountains in the background are purple. And here's another thing you guys should know. We will see that also. Let me get some water in there. This watercolor. So here's my shadow for my purple. Even in clouds, the dark side of my clouds will have purple. So I'm not just using it on one side. Maybe this one's going to be a little bit weaker. This one will definitely. So I'm doing my arches right now. And I'm drawing over my, let's come back here to this. I'm going to cover my drawing. I should have used more. Let's get some more purple in there. Bring it over here. I can bring it in here also on top of this mountain right here. The problem is these are, I'm going to have to put a little bit more purple in there. I'm going to have to make some more. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some blue and red. I'm going to try to make it right now. So grab some blue. That's a lot. Let me put some blue here just in case I need it in the future. That's a lot of blue. Shouldn't put that much in there. I might need some of it later on. Let me clean this out. That's the red one. So And take some of that from in there. I'm not going to use all of it, just that's a lot actually. Put it in here. I will mix this with the red later on. And a little bit of red here. So always put in, if you ever buy one of these, always put your colors in these little sections here in your palettes, these preordained ones. They're called preordained because it already sets up, they're called preordained because you put your colors in the little sections here and you mix them in the palettes. This is the actual palette. There we go. So now grabbing my red, I'm going to grab some of the red here. Actually can't. I'm going to grab the brush I was using for the red. So most of you guys do not have knives at home. I do, but I don't want to use them. So I'm going to grab some of the red here. And I'm going to mix it in here with the blue. Just a little bit of this blue here to make purple. That's way too much. Let's see if I can get it. Just want to see if it's purple enough. I think this just might. Whoa, that's really dark. I don't want it that dark. Let's see back here. So I'm doing the back side first. So I'm just putting dabs here. There we go. There we go. So it's going to be my shadow. So what I'm going to do is I really don't want to darken it. And guess what? I'm going to break out the fan. The fan's going to make its debut right now. Let me get rid of this. Why do they do this? Come on. I got it Saturday night, actually, because I thought I had extra. I don't have a watercolor fan. I had to go buy one. I have a bunch of oil ones, but I don't have one for. Oh my God, it's made out of plastic. Okay. So now, whoops. Really? Serial number and everything. Michael's, you're better off sometimes buying it offline. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to keep it dry. Just a little bit moisture in there. Dab some of this here on the side. And I'm going to take some of this here. There we go. There's my mountain. Take some of this right here. And that's the cool thing about this. It scratches it. See that, guys? Bring it over up here too. I might have to change water stations. Oh, crud, no. Okay, that's still good. Don't worry, I got some blue up there. It's not going to be the end of it. I can still fix it. So I got some blue. So I'm glad these accidents happen so I can show you how we fix them. So now I'm going to grab some of the water here. Bring some of this over here. There, get this little tip of the mountain there. And I'm using some of the water here to refresh it a little bit, not too much. There we go. And I'm going to use the brush now. And I'm going to bring it here. See that? How it creates texture. Bring it up here. You've seen the tip here with the fan, if you ever have a fan. There we go. And I'm going to come in with a round one. Where's my tissue? That's what I was looking for. So, and I only have one canvas to work on. I'm going to take some of this right now. There we go. There we go. And it's okay. We're going to paint over the cherry blossoms too. So don't have this side. There we go. Now what I like to do is, if I pre-made dirt, which I do, just have to put water on it again. There we go. Bring it on this side. This is where get some water. Activate this. A little bit of brown. It's really just brown and orange and a little bit of yellow and white cream. So let's put it here. Here's where the top of my mountain goes again. There's my, I'm going to leave this where my light is. There we go. It's okay to mix them right now. Grab some water if you need to. You just want to, there we go. You come in here, you want to actually have them blend. So there's my hill. And don't worry if it dries up. So I'm going to put it here. Take some of this right now. This is where my light hits it. I'm going to cover that up and take some of this here right now. Grab some of that purple, bring it over here. There we go. I don't even need black, as you notice that. I don't even need black. So put some of this down here. Right here, maybe a little bit here on top of the volcano later on. Might just add white now. And then if you want to scoop it down, you can do that too. Let's sit this one out. Let it sit. I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to blend it in right now. Take some of this purple I made. Put dots here, 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 here. I'm going to start spreading them out very carefully. Okay, now I cannot do this all in one day. Okay, let's get this down a bit. Down here. Okay, grab some of the water. It is a watercolor, so I can bring it in here. So don't want the brush to get too wet, so I'm going to let it dry. Let it dry. And ladies, whatever you do, don't ever use your brushes for makeup. Please don't. You don't want to get an eye infection. Or guys, who I never know. I might have some goth. You might be in a band. You want that eyeliner. Do not use your watercolor. You will get infections. Trust me. So now I'm going to flip. This is way too small for the job. So I'm going to go with a flat one now. I'm going to go with this flat. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Bring it in here. There we go. And I want to leave the shadow here of my volcano. Okay, bring this out here. Let me grab some water. I'm going to grab some of the purple here, some of that red. Mix it in with that blue. There we go. Up here. There we go. Perfect. Now, I could not get into those fine corners. I covered. Okay, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, we can still sew. We are going to paint this, maybe. There we go. That's a lighter tone I want for this mountainside. So now, grabbing this, more water. There we go. Blend that in because it's closer to the sky. If you want to add white to it, I might just do that later on, but I don't want to do it yet. I want to just get into these fine corners here. Here we go. There we go. Bring some of this over here. And remember, you want to add texture to it. And then very careful, just like a surgeon. Okay, get in here very smoothly. There we go. We don't want to touch our subject, but at the same time, we want to make it lighter. And we do that by using water. Grab some of this here. I'm a texture painter. I love texture. So now this is the scary part. I got to come in here very closely. Okay, there we go. But I don't want it too. So now what I can do is use this. See that? Create my texture with that. There we go. Got to be careful. Don't want to draw on my main subject, which is my Japanese castle. So now the closer I get to this side, it's going to be the darker side of my mountain. But I'm thinking right now I should make it into a lighter wash. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding water to this very carefully and spraying it out. So I'm bringing this down now. I'm trying to get rid of that curve, make it look like there's something. This is part of the mountain still. Down here too. So now you're coming down like a surgeon. See that, guys? And it's okay to flip it around. If you want to flip it around, look what I'm doing right now. I'm flipping it around this way. You can actually do that. There we go. So it's okay to do that, to flip it around. So I'm going to grab some of that more that I made down here. There we go. Bring it down here very closely. Okay. This is the scariest part when you have to paint your landscape. You know, you don't want to touch your subject. You want to be very careful. You want to think like a surgeon. You're going in there with the incision very carefully. So that's a big old volcano. Also, make sure your hands are dry. Now, I did have a little mistake here. I did put blue here, but that's going to be perfect when I do my wash of blue up here. Not yet. I'm not going to do the blue here. And when this happens, do what I do there. So I'm going to grab some of this darker one back here and add it back here to this mountain too. I noticed it was darkening, becoming way too lighter. Also adds texture to the hill. Not too much because I still haven't finished my tree, my cherry blossoms there. They're going to overlap. And we're going to wait for this to dry. So bring this back here. There we go. There's the texture to my mountain. That's what I want it to look like. There we go. A little bit darker here. It's okay. Okay, I'm not done yet with my volcano here. Okay. I'm going to put some dirty white snow later on, but not yet. And there we go. Bring this in here. Blend that in. It's okay if you have a little gap, not too much. There we go. I did lose the, but later on I can bring it back. It's no problem. It happens. I do when I make a little mistake. I startle and I jump up, but then I realize I can fix it. So there we go. Let's go in. Whoops. See, this is why I should be using this right now. Also, I should be using the hair dryer. When you watercolor, you should have something to dry it quick. Hair dryers work really good. Now, if you're a painter with acrylic paints, they have a little spray bottle, keep it fresh. Because acrylic paints dry up pretty quick on your canvas. But with watercolor, nah. The problem is it's not drying fast enough, so you can put the overlap. A lot of watercolorists like to work quick. There we go. So now I'm using a small round one. So if you have more than one brush, so I'm gonna just probably let it chill down here because we got the back of the lake. I forgot. I'm gonna go down here, and it's okay to have a lighter purple back here. That's okay. So I'm pretty much done with the hill here. And you do want to have valley. You do want to have a darker side. Let me grab that purple down here. Now I'll bring it here. I don't want to lose this, so I'm just probably gonna. And the ink, I let the ink set for overnight. So if you use a fill tip pen to make it, if you want to make it look really traditional Japanese, if you're doing just like me, if not, you want to let the ink set overnight. If your paint dries, the cool thing is just grab some water. Any questions? No? Use your microphone. So now, there we go. It's okay to flip around. So now I want to have the contrast on the mountain. And then I noticed I didn't get all of it. So I'm going to come back here with this. There we go. and then push up. And actually the pinnacle of the rooftop of the gable is popping up again. So that's good. That's a good thing. And I'm trying to make the strain of my volcano go up. Not done with it. So now, loosen you guys. Give me a second. Let that rest. The video. I don't want to lose my class. 93534. There we go. There you guys are. Any questions? Okay, so if the camera goes, let me know. So I'm going to put my dirt tones. Now my dirt tones, what were they? Well, purple, this is what I did. For purple, I just grabbed blue and red, made my own purple. Earth tones, dried up. I made it mustard looking. So I grabbed yellow, orange, actually makes my yellow and white first. A little bit of the brown. If you have sienna brown, that will work. If you don't have brown, this is what you do. I've been there in that situation. Grabs, let's see. Yes, so I'm going to make some brown right now, show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to grab some of the yellow here, but not all of it, just a little bit. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to blend it in a second. You're going to see me. So again, I'm going to grab some of the, I'm going to blend it in here actually. So I'm going to grab some of the yellow here. Put some more water. Grab some of that. I'm going to mix my yellow and orange right now. That's one. Let me save this. Let me put that in. I'm going to grab some yellow right now. Okay, actually, if I grab from there we go. Mix that in. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to grab, believe it or not, some purple. Mix that in. It's turning into a little bit dirty orange. Not yet. So I'm going to have to use a new brush. And I'm going to grab some of the white. Oh, there's some white. And that's what I'm going to do. It's going to make it look like dirt. Except that my white, it's not, let's see if that happens. It dried up last night. Let's grab it, come on. So I'm taking the white, see that? I'm mixing it with this in instant dirt. There we go. So what I did is I mixed yellow and orange. I mixed the purple and I got my cream colored dirt. It looks like mustard, and that's what I'm going to do for the volcano right now. I'm doing it upside down so you guys can see that. And the great thing about watercolors, and I might just have to use a little bit more white later on there. I want this to contrast each other right now, and it's going to blend. Let me get some of that orange in there. Also, the light reflection of the mountain. So here's the dirt part. This is the sunny side of my volcano. Let me get some more water, not just a little bit. Get it from here. Put it in here. There we go. See that, guys? Now, I'm going to grab some of the, I know it looks messy right now, but it will get better. Trust me. It looks yellow, and that's perfect. Okay. Mistress Brown thought, she was just shocked I could make watercolors look like oils. It's just brush technique. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing it out, but I'm also using it to create texture. I'm not done yet. So I'm going to take some of this dirty yellow I have here on this side. Looks like mustard, I know. So if that's starting to look like mustard, let me let this brush rest. And I'm going to grab some of the orange that I have in here, mix it in there, and put it in here in the center. And I'm going to start blending this in. So I'm going to grab some of the purple here and bring it in here too. Except it's watercolor. I keep forgetting I can use, guess what? I can use the water to blend in the colors, and that's what I'm doing. So this is the sunny side. See, so used to not. Okay, just put it down here, make sure it's not touching that, and later on we'll fix it. Grab some of the dirty water I have here. Okay, there we go. Bring it in here. And we can actually dirty it up. There we go. Come in here very careful like a surgeon. There we go. Perfect. Whoops. Go in here. Bring it in here too. And don't panic. So grab some of the water. I'm going to grab some of that purple in here. Introduce it in here. Okay. Let's go down here. And very carefully, we're making the lighter side of our volcano hill or mountain, whatever you want to call it. There we go. See that? So this is the most difficult part, I think, is doing the, go in there, go in here really deep. Let me grab some of that purple again. Don't want to go. I'm going to grab some of the old purple I have. It's turning brown right now, so that's good. There we go. Go in here, go here, go in here like a surgeon, and then get out of there. So think of yourself like a surgeon. You're dissecting into a patient's guts, and sometimes you have to do the incision, sew up, take out what you need, or put whatever you need to put in there. Like I'm dirtying this up to do my mountain. And I'm going to grab, I'm not done yet. They do dry up quick. So I'm going to using this for texture. See that? Using the tip only of this right now. There. Bring it down like that too. I'm not going to clean it out yet. Take some, bring in some of the purple here. And there we go. Bring it on top of here too. Turning this up a bit. Grab some of this, blend it in, bring some water too. The water is your friend. There we go. So this dirty orange, yellow, brown actually emphasizes our light. Also contrast this mountain dark side too. Remember, it's a cone. It's not a flat subject. So bring this in here. So this is the lighter side of my mountain. Grabbing one more time my brush and create the texture going down like that. Don't worry if it goes down. Let me use this side. There we go. See that? Now I'm doing this upside down because two things. And yeah, I did get a little paint on. No, I didn't. Good. Grab some water if I need to. Let's see if that works. Now I do have a little flaw there, so I'm going to grab some of this purple. Get rid of that. There we go. I'm going to grab some of this. See if I can blend it in. There we go. Got fixed. There we go. Down here too. Let's go down there a little bit more. There we go. So there's my volcano. Let me grab more purple here. Blue purple. And it's starting to darken a little bit down here too. So there we go. So now I'm using the brush. Whoa, that's a lot of darkness, but that's okay. Bring it in here. Bring some of that. So right now I'm going back to my palette, back and forth. So I have two active palettes. Blend that in. Remember, it is a hill. So, okay, so there's a light side and a dark side to my hill right now. So let me put a bit more purple down here. Grab some of that red. So there's my crater. There we go. You guys see that? So it's getting there. Now here what I would do is, let me grab some of that red. I'm going to mix some more purple here, a different shade of purple. And I'm going to put it here. This is a different hill. Gotta be careful with that. There we go. And I didn't even use black, guys. I didn't even use black. So come down here to this side. Then on this side too. So now I have a new hill here. See that? Get some water. Make it lighter on this side. There we go. Grab some more purple water I have down here. Bring some of this down here. Very carefully go into the arch here. There we go. So my mountains here are going to start becoming a little bit lighter. So now I'm going to grab this one here and I'm going to do a wash. So there we go. Bring it down here. Probably down here. This is where this other mountain ends. Should have done this too down here. We can bring it here too. There we go. See that? Can still blend, guys. Whoops. Gosh. I hate when that happens. The camera, I lost you guys. So there we go. So there we go. Give me a second. Let that float. Time. Yeah, 9353. So, do you guys have any questions? If you guys started painting, again, remember, use the recipe. The complementary of purple will be orange and yellow. Actually, yellow is the complementary, but I'm mixing a blue, a red into it. So that means if we go across the color wheel, you might have a little bit of orange in there. So again, let me finish the volcano here. I'm not done with my volcano yet. I'm going to let it dry. Some people just, let me grab my wash of my, there we go. Hopefully, always start with the dark side where I think my shadow is going to be. So this hill, it's right here. Okay, good, good. Let me go with the wash. There we go. Where's my little tissue? Where's the tissue? I need the tissue. There we go. Gets rid of that excess water. And using the flat, it actually blends it in much better. There we go. Actually, much better. So I can bring it down here this way. See, this is where my light side is on my hill. And I'm happy with that. And I'm going to use this, bring this down here a bit. I'm going to grab some more of that purple for the back side. I really do like to see them. Take some of this right here. And I'm just going to dab it just here. Reminds me, this is where the shadow of my hill is. And then using a little bit of water. There we go. There we go. There we go. Lets me know this is the shadow of my hill right now. No black, just really dark purple. Mix it in there. Okay. I'm just putting more blue. It's more of a blue purple. That's how I'm doing it. So bring it in here. Create my shadow there on my hill. I'm good with that. Bring some water into it. And you guys can see that. So now I'm going to see how dark it is. I'm going to go back here. Okay, it's dark, but not as dark as up there, and that's good. Take some of the dark side here, blend it in to that section right there. There we go. Might even take some from back here, or add some back here, you know. So, remember, it's a volcano. I want it to have different texture than a hill. Okay, grab some of the water here. I want this to be a little bit more of a wash. There we go. Blend that in. There we go. There's my dark side of my mountain. There we go. And down here too. And sometimes it's okay if it's starting to look really bad. It's just, yeah, you're in the building stages. Trust me. I've been there and I kind of panic and I go, oh my God. No, you sometimes have to let it develop. It's going to take probably a few days and maybe a little bit down here, but not too much. I want to just see a little bit of contrast down here. There we go. So we see a little bit back here. Just a little spot here that's bothering me. There we go. It's gone. And it's more of a wash. So I have more water than... It's okay to put it more water. It doesn't have to be thick all the time. Sometimes. And right now I'm using this wash here. Grab some of that water there. Bring some of this down here if I have to. And I do have some purple here on my palette. Let me start on the dark side. I always like to start here because it emphasizes where I should be going. So always start on the dark side. And then just add more water. If you think you put too much dark on one side that has to be lighter, like here, just grab more water like I am. And I think there we go. I might just do another hill right here. So now I'm going to grab my wash. Make sure, yeah, I do have plenty of that. Great. Then grab some water. And look, it's okay. See that? It's not the end of the world. There we go. So bring that in. It actually blends it in. I'm using now you guys are using regular paper. I'm using watercolor cardboard or paper. And I'm going to use this to try to blend that in. There we go. This is a different type of hill. Whoops. Forgot it's still wet down here. That's okay. Put a couple of dots here. There we go. Now using the other end of the brush. There we go. And bring this down here. There we go. Grab some water. There you guys go. Take some from the back dark side here. There we go. Take some of that. Whoops. Almost spilled this. Get it in. This is really watery, and that's what I wanted it to be. So I might have to spread it out a bit. That's okay. There we go. That's because I got too much water there. Got to control that. There we go. And I think we're pretty much done with our backside, our background here. I'm going to let that rest. How much time I got left? Okay, so now let's talk about how to do the rooftop. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to grab some white. I'm going to grab some white here. See that? I'm going to put it here. I'm going to take just a pinch of blue. Mix that in. This is my light blue. I could put a little bit more white. I do have some more white at the end of the tip. There we go. So now this is my light side. So this means I got to be very careful. So now grabbing my light blue, I'm going to start doing my rooftop. Okay, very carefully. I should let this dry a bit more because I just noticed that. I can always touch that up. So now this is where the light side of my roof is going to go. There we go. See that? It's like painting with, there we go. A little bit blue here. This is my light blue section. There we go. Okay, then come up here, same thing. So this means this part is going to be a lighter blue. Although I should wait for the mountain to dry up, the volcano, because we could still have interaction. So you want to wait for it to dry up. I'm kind of like, I'm just working really fast. I shouldn't do that. But you should let it dry up. I have way too much water on this one, on this side. So here, like on this back side, there's not much here I can do. So I can later on come in with the pen and trace the lines, and you can do that too. This is my light side. So I'm using this white blue, just a little bit. And later on, some people like to draw color, you know, do the lines afterwards, and I think it's better that way. Others like to draw among them, and then I kind of like letting that dry and come back to them. So here is my rooftop on this side. So the light's coming from this direction. So this means this is going to be a lighter blue. This is going to be a darker blue. So right now, let me put some light blue here. And I don't want to do it because if you wet this and it's still wet over here, it's going to have a reaction. So let's go in here very carefully. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And this little corner here. Then right here too. There we go. Now I'm not painting this the same color because I want it to have contrast. Now, like here, I'm just going to paint this lighter blue. This one's going to go. How much time we got left? I'm going to take a break from this. I'm going to check on attendance one more time. There we go. And I got to be careful because remember, this is still wet. So I want this to dry up quick. So, okay, it's going to be a little bit lighter blue here. And why am I going with a lighter blue on this side? Well, this side's going to have the shadow, so it's going to go with a darker blue. I would not advise using the complementary technique. It's because it's going to be, you know, there we go. Also, you should have made the ink. If you drew with a fill tip pen or even a ballpoint ink, ballpoint ink dries faster, so let it sit maybe for a few hours. For fill tip, you're going to have to wait almost an entire evening for it to dry. So let me do this one here. There we go. That's good. And then the next one, that's okay. Make sure it's not too wet. There we go. And the lines will be transparent. There we go. So it's coming out nicely. See that? Whoops. And okay, and that's what happens when every time I focus on the work itself. Franco at 93534. Let me check on time. It's almost, we've got a few minutes. Any questions, guys? Okay, so again, I would not do the orange mix for a shadow. I would go with a darker blue on this side. If you're doing a blue rooftop like I am, I'm just going to add more blue, make the blue a little bit darker than white blue. So here we go. Let me grab some of that right now. If your paint dries up, just put a little bit of water in there. Put a few dabs from your palette. Whoops. Okay. I'm thinking, should I make this blue? Yeah. This side would definitely be a little bit blue. There we go. Put too much in there. That's not good. Later on, I can touch it up with the pen. Same thing here on this rooftop right now. There we go. Okay. And again, I'm going to touch this up here a little bit more. Here, I'm going to go with the dark blue because that's where the shadow is. And maybe up here too. There we go. Now we're having contrast. Can you guys see the contrast? I hope so. There we go. So this side's going to be a dark blue because it's looking on the dark side. Not here. Maybe I would put a little bit blue here, but not too much. Let me grab some cleaner water because my paint is drying up. So, and later on, I'm going to touch this up with the pen. So here I can just go this way. Whoops, that's too much water. Let me go here. Let me just put some of that paint down here. Yeah, that's too much water in there. That's not good. Whoops. There we go. So it's like dropping the little drops here because I did individual tiles on the rooftop. There we go. Down here too. So yeah, you do have to have that fine touch. You want to develop that fine artist touch. And most surgeons are painters, believe it or not. A lot of them do this for two things. It sharpens their surgical dissecting skills. Okay, also going in there when they have to be really precise, even now with new technologies. There we go. So, and like Bob Ross says, when there's a little mistake, it's a happy coincidence. It just gives you more of a challenge to fix it up. So since I have light on this side, I gotta think, is this going to be lighter? I think so. There we go. A little bit here. That side's going to probably darken because there's going to be light reflection from the moat. Okay, we're going to do water differently. It's not going to have this color. Okay, there we go. Also, the sky, we do blue up here, but then we keep this, the horizon, we keep it kind of misty, especially for Asian art. You know, Northeastern Asian art, Korean. You do see it in some Vietnamese art, but it's mostly Northeast Asia. You see the mist more. Okay, it's also because of the climate. You know, there's more fog and mist up in Northeast Asia than we see. There we go. So let's come back to, I think this is already drying good. So and then I can come back to this. I was worried it was too wet. There we go. There we go. Not yet. There we go. Okay. A little bit blue here, a little bit more here. There we go. And I can do a wash too. If you want to do a wash, it's much easier. A wash is basically when you go in with a little bit of water into the paint, like I'm doing right now. It gets really watery. See that? It gets really watery. And you got to be careful because you don't want it to spread out of your section. And that's what I'm doing right now. Very carefully. I go in there, spread it out, and then bring it to sections that need that color. There we go. So, okay, so this is where the light's hitting it. That's why I'm going light this way. So this is the part of the roof. That's what's going to be a lighter blue. Maybe bring it down here too. Okay, don't want to lose you guys. So this section, let me get in here too. There we go. And the ink has dried up. Good. It's not, the water's not making it go blurry. Great, it did dry up. So that's the thing with Japanese art. They mix ink and watercolors or different types. So, and that's the method they told me they use. They say they let most modern ink dries up after a night, and you know, and then you'll be okay. So there we go. So right here, maybe put a little bit more here, but I'm going to darken that later on with a darker blue. In Japan, you would be using ink. There we go. You know, so grab some of this. How much time we got left? Okay, so it's almost that time as always. Okay. So I'm going to let this dry a bit. I'm going to finish the video here. So again, I'm going to save this. I'm going to post it for you guys. I'm going to delete. I'm going to put paint for you guys. But that's, you know, for today. So we got this done. I'm going to make another video, but with period 6 where I left off. I'm going to probably finish these 2 mountains with them and come back to this. And I'm going to post that video for you guys to watch too. Okay, guys, any questions? Wash your brushes, dry them up. You got one brush, that's good. That's what counts. Okay, it's 8:54, so I'm going to try to hold office hours today. Okay, guys, so like I said, use the recipe combination. Okay, so I'm going to save this video, and I think we're good. Okay, Mondays are kind of getting tougher. Okay, any questions? Please let me know, and I'll help you out with this. If you think you have a handle, use your color wheel to blend your colors, okay? Any questions? You guys are good? I'm going to stop the video so I can get a copy of this video and post it for you guys. Okay. Let's do this. Stop recording and stop recording. Oh, I didn't make a video. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I did.